Hello and welcome back to What the Cult.
What the Cult coming back at you.
Today, Rosemary, what are we talking about?
It's Christmas time.
It's Christmas. I love Christmas.
I'm so excited. I actually can't even breathe.
Yeah, it hasn't really felt like Christmas for me yet.
No, it's taken so long. College has killed me so much.
With assignments on the go. Maynooth Christmas Day, that was good. Chaotic, but good.
It was literally chaotic beauty was what I would call it.
Oh, a new one to the alignment chart. Chaotic beauty. I like it. But someone said today it's Christmas is a week away. Literally next Wednesday is Christmas Day, and I was like,
is it?
No. Yeah.
I haven't bought a single Christmas present.
Well, that's not good.
No, I haven't been anywhere except college.
That's fun.
Yeah.
But still, it's a good time.
It is.
So today, obviously, we're going to be talking about Christmas movies.
Because why not?
Sorry, I had the little burpees there. Very professional, I know. I apologize. But yes, 2 movies to start with.
Yeah.
And then we might talk about random other ones that we like later.
I think that's good. I think we just have a mixture, because why not?
Yeah, hell yeah. So we'll do your one first. Why not?
Oh yeah, okay, so it's a classic Christmas film that I watch in my house all the time because we have it on DVD, and it is Christmas with the Cranks.
Hell yeah.
I really love that movie. Like, I can't expect, I think in my mind it's so stupid, but also it's just the right amount of comedy mixed with lighthearted humor, and then also mixed with like kind of like deep and like a little bit emotional for Christmas.
It does
nostalgia.
get emotional.
It is.
Yeah.
The old couple.
Yeah.
Gets me.
Tim Allen, he just likes Christmas movies.
He does.
He's in like 4
that
I can think off the top of my head. 3 of them are the Santa Claus.
Yeah, but still, he didn't have to do all 3.
No, he didn't. Almost would have been better if he didn't. But yeah, Christmas is the kind. Tim Allen. Basically, if you haven't seen it, spoiler. Tim Allen and his wife Nora Crank, I believe is her name.
It certainly is.
I can't remember what his first name is in the movie.
His name is
Tim Allen. But anyways, him and his wife, they have this cruise planned, but they need to save up money for it. And since their kids aren't home this year, they decide, what better way to save money than just not do Christmas?
And go on a big lovely cruise.
Go on a bender, which honestly, good for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like when I saw it, although personally I wouldn't skip Christmas.
No, never. No.
I wouldn't judge someone else for being like, oh no, I don't want to do Christmas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's basically the premise of the entire movie, is them getting judged for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, what I feel about this, right, is that they kind of went a little overboard with it, with the cancelling thing. Okay, it's like, whatever, if you don't buy presents, you don't have to, no one ever has to buy presents for other people.
Exactly.
But they did, went a whole charade, sort of sending letters to all their friends and family saying, we are not doing Christmas.
It was literally a literal letter that he wrote in his workplace being like, it's like a major scene in the movie, weirdly enough, being like, not doing Christmas, so don't come up to me and say Merry Christmas, and don't be annoyed, and I won't.
I want no bah humbug.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah.
Oh, and it's like, okay. Oh, his name's Luther. I was going to say
Luther.
Yeah, Luther Crank.
See, I only think of supervillains when I think Luther.
That's fair.
Because of Lex.
Yeah, I'll be like, Luther, calm down, settle the kettle.
Yeah, settle the kettle. Go back to being the Santa Claus.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they're trying to save money. So they just don't do Christmas. So they don't do the presents. They don't do the decorations, which I don't know why they couldn't set up their own decorations.
Yeah, no,
they weren't buying new decorations.
They just basically, they didn't want any Christmas spirit. They just wanted their cruise, which that's the premise of the movie. And then with that, it has the angry neighborhood who love Christmas and always do their Christmas traditions being like, no, you can't do that. You have to be a part of this Christmas spirit. And then shenanigan ensues.
Yeah, it also has the guy from Ghostbusters that I always forget the name of.
Yes, I think his name is Luke Fromar in it.
Is that it?
I think it's, Vic Fromar.
Vic Fromar.
I got Luther and Vic confused for some reason.
He has the great line in it where they tell him they're cancelling Christmas and he goes, is that even legal?
Yeah. I love that. I love it so much. And then you have the beautiful, obviously with a Christmas movie, there has to be an old couple who make the whole movie a lot more emotional. So you have Walt and Bev.
they sort of butt heads with Luther's character.
Yeah,
They
Bev
just
doesn't.
don't like each other.
Yeah. Bev is delightful, but Walt basically has this like banter, but it's kind of like aggressive banter
Mm.
with Luther being like, "You're an old man." He's like, "You're older than me."
Yeah.
I felt like we're just literally just talking about the film. We're not even being like, the summary is just us being like,
I mean, I feel like for a Christmas episode, we're allowed to be a little bit more chill.
that's good, because I feel like we're all running on very little sleep.
I had a great sleep last night.
Yeah, I did too, to be fair.
You have to get up earlier for the train and stuff.
True. That's a lot true.
So let's just talk about Rosemary's commute to work. Yeah, sorry, I'm after looking up quotes and stuff because I did this yesterday and there is so many good ones. Like, don't ever say hickory honey ham to me.
Oh, I love that so much. After I watched that film, there's a very there's a very famous scene in the film where basically, there's so much that happens in this movie, but their daughter decides that she's actually away at the beginning of the movie, and she goes away to kind of go on this like self-discovery plan, and she works with like charities in
She's
different
building
countries.
houses, I think.
Yeah, basically.
Somewhere.
I think in Nepal or something like that. And then she says she's coming home for Christmas with her now fiance, shocked face. And then they're like, we have to celebrate Christmas now. So basically they come back and then she's like, oh, we have to get her favourite little Christmas dinner surprise.
Hickory honey cram.
Cram?
Ham.
Hickory honey ham.
Yeah.
And so they go to the store. She wants to buy some. It's the last one in stock. She buys it off this other one by giving her a check for like a few thousand, what is assumed. And then it gets run over by a truck. It sounds like this movie makes no sense, but you really have to watch it to know what I am about.
And then there's this one character in it that knows the couple, knows each of them, and he keeps running into each of them, and he's like having banter. It's like, oh, how about that Christmas spirit? It's great to be in the holidays, but they don't have a clue who he is.
And he just goes by the name of Marty.
Yeah, he goes by Marty, but they don't have a clue who he is. But when he finally shows up at their big Christmas party at the end of the movie, he brings ham, and they lean to each other.
I got goosebumps, and I don't know why.
They lean. I think it's Nora leans to Luther, and she's like, "Who is that guy?" And he's like, "I don't know. He brings ham."
And they're like, "Oh, okay." And then what we discover at the very end of the movie is Marty is in fact Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Which is a very weird turn of events because he's not he's in it, but he's not like
he's like a mall Santa Claus. Isn't he, or
and he's like a motif in the movie. He just keeps coming in to like change scenes. I love it so much.
Some sort of omnipresent character in this random Christmas movie.
Okay, so what do you think is the most iconic scene?
I'd have to say the ending.
Really?
Yeah. No. You know the way. Okay. Because it's like the really emotional part that gets me every time we see this movie. And I haven't seen this movie a lot. Seen it maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
It's just one of those that we're like, oh, Christmas with the Cranks, that's cool.
The same.
And at the end of it, when they have this Christmas party, it's like their Christmas Eve party, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
So their plan is to leave at 12 o'clock the next day. High noon Christmas Day is when they depart.
Yeah.
And he goes over to the older couple that he butts head with the guy, and he's like, here. They weren't at the party. They weren't invited.
Because Bev is ill.
Yes. She was ill. And he gives them their $3,000 cruise thing for Christmas. He's just doing it to try and be nice to them. But they are like saying, oh no, we couldn't possibly. And then the husband is like, let's be honest, our son hasn't come back for Christmas in like 12 years or something like that.
That actually, when you say that breaks my heart.
It's the thing that gets you. And the line, I can't remember it word for word. Usually I can. But he's saying, it's just a gift for Christmas. And I'm looking at you guys, and you're clearly finding it very hard to say no.
Yeah.
And then they sort of accept it, and they're like, "Oh, honey, we got to go pack." And it's like it's a blizzard, isn't it? That's happening, and that's
snowstorm, like.
Yeah. And so he's walking back across the street to his house, and the door opens, and the old dude is like, "Hey, Luther, this doesn't mean I have to like you now."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Absolutely not." And he's like, "Cool, because I still don't."
And it's just one of those perfect moments that is like, it's one of those great Christmas movie moments without it being cringy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like a Hallmark movie. Like, this is an actual proper scene, and you can actually feel it. Like, oh, it's just so good.
It's a very emotional scene.
I love how my iconic scene is the most dumb scene in the movie.
Actually, I just found the transcript of that conversation in the quotes thing.
Oh.
It's like, does this mean we have to start being nice to each other? Of course not. Good, because I still don't like you that much. Well, that's great. I'm not fond of you either.
Oh, goddamn Lutheran, goddamn.
I love that movie.
It's so good.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say my scene is I feel like it's supposed to be like the funniest scene in the movie, and I do think it is hilarious. It's when basically they're getting prepped for their cruise while all of the like craziness around Christmas is like bombarding them, and they decide. Well, Luther says to Nora, they're like, we should go to a tanning bed salon and get tans so we have a little bit of colour before we go away, so we don't look like all white and pasty, basically like all of Ireland. And they're like, oh, okay. And so they go to the tanning salon, and it just, that whole scene makes me laugh. And then Nora hops in trying to get a tan, and she knocks her head off the what's called the tanning bed, and then she walks out, but then everyone just sees her and like Luther and like the skimpiest of like bikinis and like speedos.
Oh yeah.
Like, and his face is just like absolute, like he's pure bronzed. It's just Tim Allen looking like a bronzed god.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny.
No, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that also goes hand in hand with when Tim Allen decides to get Botox.
Oh, does he?
And he like grabs a fork and starts poking himself in the face with it, and he can't like drink water because it just keeps spilling out of his face so tight.
That's funny. No, the tanning thing just reminds me of another scene in the movie where I think they're getting ready for the Christmas party.
Yeah.
But he decides he's going to wear black so that the tan isn't like showing as much, and he just looks in the mirror and goes, "I look like a mafia lieutenant or something."
And then they put like powder on his face to tone down like the dark like tan, and he goes, I look like my mother. What? She's been dead like 10 years. Oh no, it's so good. And I think Tim Allen, to be fair, plays the part really well.
Oh, he does. Yeah,
like,
everyone plays their part really well.
Yeah. And even Blair, like kind of the daughter, that's her name, Blair.
Yeah,
she's very good. Like her
for the 2 minutes
for the 2 minutes she's in, she has a very nice smile.
She's very good. Oh yeah, I don't think we just sort of glossed over it, but they're rushing basically in a day to get this entire Christmas Eve party up and running and all the decorations up and the Christmas tree and everything. So he tries to steal a Christmas tree off his neighbor.
Oh, I love that so much.
And the guy's like, "Is this legal to steal it?" And he's like, "What are you, a cop?"
Oh yeah, because there's you really have to see the movie, but like,
go watch it.
Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle plays a boy called Spike in it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sorry. No, I just forgot he was in the movie. I forgot about the whole thing with the kids.
Yeah. They keep harassing him because they want Frosty the Snowman decoration on the top of the house.
That's it. Yeah. Because every year they have Frosty the Snowman up on top of their house, and it's like the local attraction sort of thing.
Exactly, yeah. So like it's just, I think for a Christmas movie, the reason I love it so much, apart from my like family always watches it like nearly every year because it always makes all of us laugh. Like it's not too emotional that like my dad and my brother are like, I don't really like this, and it's not too like stupid and crazy that like takes away like kind of the Christmassy feel. But I just think it's an easy watch if you're looking for a Christmas movie. It's from 2004, so it's a bit older now, but it's still really, really good. It holds up.
Yes,
you know what I mean. Yes.
Sorry, no, I had to check something there. No, yes, it is very good. I keep trying to think of things from the movie. It's really good.
It is really good.
I keep trying to hold on to this one scene that I had in my head a second ago, and I think it is this. It's just after the scene where they read out the letter, and his office, and he's like, I want no bah humbugs. He sends it out like a chain email or something, and I want no humbugs and everything. And then anytime he passes anyone, they're calling him Scrooge, which I think is really funny.
It is really good, actually. And yeah, I heard a breath.
No, I was just breathing.
But I was gonna say, I feel like there's a few films that I know that are similar to Christmas with the Cranks, not as in like story wise, but just that kind of I'd say flow of narrative. Like it has that kind of, it's funny and it's lighthearted, but it has its little drops, it has its little peaks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of like Elf.
Oh man, I love Elf.
Elf's like
so good.
When I think of Christmas and the Cranks, the thing that like the similar movie but it's dissimilar is Elf.
Elf is just an iconic classic to this day. It holds up. Will Ferrell's brilliant. I know what you mean. In a weird way, not like they're similar, but Will Ferrell and Tim Allen have similar-ish acting styles.
Kind of, yeah.
Like not the exact same, but notably so. But Elf has like people always forget because it's such a fun movie, but it's a little like emotional.
Oh, it's very sad. Like he's trying to find his long lost dad, and his dad's like, "No."
Oh, and he makes all. Oh, I just love that. Do you know what my favorite scene in Elf is?
The Peter Dinklage scene.
Okay, that is a great scene. But no, you know when he decorates the Christmas shop, and he does it like he makes like the little Lego of like the Empire State Building, and he cuts up all these decorations. I love it so much. Oh, it makes me emotional.
That is good. Or when it seems like a very creepy scene when you're explaining it, but there's a person that also works in the shop and her water's been cut, so she showers in there, and he sings along to her singing in the shower. He's not being creepy, he's just singing.
But it's the famous Baby It's Cold Outside scene.
Yes, exactly.
And played by Zooey Deschanel, by the way.
Yes, it was. I always forget that because she's blonde in that movie.
Yeah, it's weird.
It is very weird. But basically he convinced her to sing, and that leads to her singing at the end of the movie, which basically saves Christmas.
She literally saves Christmas
with singing.
Haven't we all at least once?
It's very good.
Like, it is really good.
The reason why I draw that, but the comparison between that and Christmas of the Cranks, is mainly because of the dad in Christmas of the Cranks. He's not anti-Christmas or anything like that. He has the same sort of, he works in a publishing agency or something like that.
Exactly, yeah.
But he has the same, such a weird comparison. He has the same sort of beige jacket that Tim Allen wears in the end of the movie. He has the exact same beige
jacket. It's the classic, it's even if it doesn't matter what age the person is, it's always like the male lead in the movie has to have a beige jacket with a red scarf. Every Christmas movie.
That's the only way I can imagine Tim Allen now. Except for, as Santa Claus.
Exactly.
Which is funny, because in the Santa Claus, he was quite different from any of his other sort of acting style. Yeah. Because he's playing Santa.
Yeah, he is quite different. I think, you know how like every actor has their kind of like, not a weird way, but like have their like iconic facial expressions or voices. Tim Allen has like a certain voice he always does.
Yeah. Where it's almost sort of like half mocking.
Exactly.
He's like that. Have you ever seen Wild Hogs? It's not Christmas.
I love Wild Hogs.
Yeah, that scene where he's like shoving butter into his mouth and he's like, "Oh, I can eat butter. I'm a man." That's quintessential Tim Allen mocking voice.
I love how he jumped so far. Look at the Sorry. I look how he jumped so far from like classic little like Disney, like not Disney, sorry, Christmas movies, and then it was going
that John Travolta biker gang movie.
It's like honestly, also watch that at Christmas because it's just a good watch.
It is. It's fun for the whole family.
It is.
Maybe not younger children, but
it's still really good though.
They'd get away with it. Yeah. Do you want to play a song now?
I
haven't realised how long we've been talking about Christmas with the Cranks. We'll play your song first.
Okay, so I have one of my favourite Christmas songs that's not like a classic pop song. It's kind of old. It's by Dean Martin. And it's just called A Marshmallow World. It's so light. It's so fluffy. It's just the Christmas season.
Light and fluffy like marshmallows.
Exactly.
We basically figured for this week, since it's Christmas movies, it would be Christmas songs playing from them. And we figured any Christmas song has been in a movie at least once.
Exactly.
So we thought, screwed, we'll do what we want. Private jets to France, me. Sorry about that. Forgot it's
Marshmallow World apparently has a remix.
Yeah. Okay. Here's Marshmallow World.
There you go.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back. I really hope you guys like that song because it's a really good one.
I like it. It's a very you song actually to like because it's sort of chill.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. So yeah, we've established Christmas of the Cranks, great movie. Now
it is.
I don't mean to make it a competition between your favorite Christmas movie and my favorite Christmas movie or anything like that. However, mine's far superior. It's none other than The Muppets Christmas Carol.
To be fair, I love that movie. I don't even know if I'd rate Christmas with the Cranks above that at all, to be honest.
Hell yeah.
And like anything, man, like isn't it just iconic in every way?
It really is. Wow.
Don't worry, they can't hear that much. It's mainly just us.
Yeah, I know. It's
love
just
that.
super loud to us. There's a speaker next to us. The famous speaker that makes a guest appearance on every episode.
Yeah.
He made an appearance last week as well when it was on Owen here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So thank you, speaker. Now, if I'm a speaker, The Muppets Christmas Carol, one of the best movies ever made, I'd say, regardless of Christmas.
No, I think you're actually hands down correct.
So it's the story of A Christmas Carol. I think
Yes.
everyone sort of knows it. Ebenezer Scrooge. The goal is to Christmas past, present, and future. His friend that died, and it's like, you're going to be visited by more ghosts.
Yeah, like it's been recreated. I don't know how many times. I'd say at least 10.
There was like the why am I can't remember? Jim Carrey did a version as well. The animated, was it Pixar or was it Disney?
Oh, I think it was. I feel like for some reason in my head it's Disney, but I didn't see it. I don't like that.
You don't like that one?
I didn't see it. I just don't like those kind of movies. Like, I don't think it needs to be animated. Do you know what I mean?
That's very true, actually.
But I do think that like the story itself is solid, because like A Christmas Carol is, probably Charles Dickens' most famous story ever created.
I'd say so.
Like,
yeah,
I couldn't
probably.
even it's been recreated, probably rewritten in its way many times.
I don't remember much about the animated version except for one line. Whereas when the ghost of prison present is there, and he basically fills the entire room because he's huge for some reason. And it was just a line that Jim Carrey gave that it's like, oh, I see you carry a scabbard but no sword.
Ooh.
And he's like, oh, why is that? And he's like, peace. I want peace. It's Christmas. I want to be happy. he doesn't say it like that, but that's always the delivery I imagined. It's like, why else?
Fool, yeah. But out of all of the remakes, Muppets is the best.
The Muppets is the best. Mainly because of Michael Caine. Michael Caine. I think also, did you know that Michael Caine was basically got slated for this movie because he sings a couple of songs in the film. Yeah.
And people basically hated his singing, and they slagged him so much about it, but they didn't realise how big this movie did in the end.
Yeah, because he wasn't even that bad at singing in that movie.
But he just got slated because there's other singers you could have picked. There's other actors who would have worked.
But they probably wouldn't have good. I'm getting very defensive over comments that aren't
God
yours.
Damn it, yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, but they wouldn't have been better at the acting parts.
Oh no,
he committed to this role.
He did. I thought he did phenomenally. I think it's hard. I know it sounds ridiculous, and it sounds like a very weird kind of like shout out to all the actors, but anyone who works with the Muppets, it's hard because you're not working with people. Like, they are puppets. Like, it's a very strange system.
Yeah, it's a very strange system, and you can see in other Muppet movies, the human characters are sort of having fun with them.
Yeah.
Like in the more recent ones, it's always like, oh, here's a. Well, in the new ones, there's just a lot of celebrity cameos because they all want to be with the Muppets.
Oh yeah, of course.
But even the characters that aren't them are like having fun. Even the bad guy is like, I'm gonna make a freestyle rap about being an oil baron.
Exactly.
And in the, it's in the newest, in Muppets Most Wanted, like the bad guy is an evil Kermit. Constantine.
Kermit the Frog ear. That's my favorite part he does.
Hello, I am Kermit.
Yeah. But I love how we're just doing impressions.
And it's Ricky Gervais is the other bad guy in it. So
yeah, it's perfect.
They're all having fun.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he had a lot of fun doing this movie.
Of course, but in the script,
he's a very serious character throughout the majority of this movie.
Like, he makes quips and stuff, but he's not funny in it. Everything that happens around him with things are amusing, but it's quite there's a lot of serious moments in the film. Like.
Yeah, like, because he's Ebenezer Scrooge, he's supposed to be mean.
Yeah.
So there's like, when the accounting guys are asking, oh, can we have an extra shovel of coal in the fire today?
Oh.
And then he's like, how would they like to be unemployed instead?
And they're like, oh, I'm sorry. So like, all the moments that even his reaction, even if it's serious, the Muppets will react in a funny way, because obviously that's what the Muppets are going to do. They're not going to be like serious about it. But yeah, no, Michael Caine was phenomenal. And then most parts in the entire movie are played by the Muppets.
Yeah.
His romantic interest, though, that is played by scroll. I can't read from here.
No, well, she's not alive in the modern part of the movie. Oh well, maybe she is, but she was the love interest he had in his youth.
Yeah, but she's so sweet.
She is very sweet. My favorite character in this has to be Gonzo as Charles Dickens.
Though the pairing of Gonzo and Rizzo the Rat are amazing.
Yeah.
So they actually make the movie what it is, and I can't deny that.
Especially because it's Gonzo basically being a narrator, and then Rizzo's like, "How do you know that?" And he's like, "I'm the narrator. I'm omniscient. I'm omnipotent.
Yeah.
I know everything that's going to happen." And then Rizzo is like jumping down chimneys and stuff to try and be closer to what's actually happening.
I love how he goes. He's like, when he says to Rizzo, he's like, "I don't believe you because I know this story like the back of my hand." And he just shows him his hand. He goes, "There's a mole by my thumb." And he's like, "Damn it." Oh no, like they have the best lines in the entire movie. Because like he continues like bringing the story across and being all like kind of making scenes like spooky in his own little way because it's all about ghosts and stuff. And then Rizzo's just reacting like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Like it's so good. It's so funny.
Just trying to stay warm is all he's doing. And then yeah, Kermit is Bob Cratchit.
Yes,
one of the main
course.
characters. Great in it.
He's brilliant.
Kermit's son, Robin, I think is the name of the
played
frog
by
that plays Tiny Tim.
Yep.
Yeah, Robin's the frog. And then, of course, Miss Piggy is Mrs. Cratchit, because that just makes sense.
Obviously. Then they have daughters as well. They have 3 daughters. No, 2 daughters.
Oh, yeah, 3 little pigs. No, they have 2 daughters, I believe. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. They're minor characters.
They're literally in it for about 2 seconds. But
I'm trying to remember what the bigger Muppets plays. Fozzie played... the old boss.
Literally, that's kind of like his character.
His boss, yeah.
He plays Fozziewig.
Yeah. He plays Fozzie in a wig. Then you have the Harvey or Harley brothers that are played by the 2 old puppets. The 2 old Muppets.
The Marley brothers?
Marley brothers. Is it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, because they can sing the song Marley and Marley.
Oh, yeah. The Marley brothers are played by the 2 old dudes that I never remember the name of, but they're just funny.
Yes.
They actually gave one of my favorite lines when Fozzie's Christmas speech is like, "Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year," and then the rest they're like, "That was terrible. That was utterly terrible. It was short. It was perfect."
Yeah, no, they did it. I love that. They actually did that film very, very well. Like that part was so good.
Oh yeah.
I do love like all the kind of. I guess the major Muppets are in it, of course. Like, for example, the old headmaster. And when they go back into the past and look at Scrooge's past, the old headmaster is played by Bunsen. No.
Bunsen. He was the yellow dude.
No, the Eagle's the headmaster.
Oh, Sam the Eagle.
Yes, Sam the Eagle is the headmaster.
Bunsen and Beaker were people asking for charity. Yeah. Sorry.
It was called, and I
just think of him when I think teacher. Obviously, it's the scientist, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But and it's all those parts are kind of like added in there. But then obviously the 3 ghosts, apart from one of them is a Muppet, but like it's not a well-known Muppet. They just create a Muppet.
The Ghost of Christmas Present is just
a large
one of the bigger Muppets.
Yeah, but apart from that, then you have obviously like the CGI kind of
fairy type thing
for it's like the classic looking. She's supposed to look like an air of light for the past, and then the future obviously the Grim Reaper.
Yeah,
of course,
basically.
Obviously.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who else played. I'm actually going through a list right now. Swedish Chef was just a cook in it, which makes perfect sense.
Oh, it's a bit perfect. It makes no difference.
Fozzie Bear plays a character called Fozziewig.
That's what I was going to say. That's his...
I thought you were making a joke because he was wearing a wig.
That's when you went, yeah, it's Fozzie in a wig. And I was like, that's his name.
I didn't realise that. It's been a while. I haven't seen it yet this year.
It's fair.
I just want to talk about it because I love it. Yeah, and then the Ebenezer's family or like his nephew are played by...
They're all played by actors. I love it. We're like, who cares?
Unimportant actors.
But what's your favourite part in the whole film?
Oh... That's a good question. The Ghost of Christmas Present, when he's singing to him and is basically... Because the Ghost of Christmas Present is the guy that starts the sort of turning point for Ebenezer.
Yeah.
Because the Ghost of Christmas Past shows him basically, oh, you made a mistake here. You should have loved that girl unconditionally. And
yeah.
given up your job for her. But the Ghost of Christmas Present is the one who shows him the plight of Tiny Tim, who's not going to make it through the next... But he doesn't make it till the next year, because the Ghost of Christmas Future shows him, this is 1 year from now, Tim will die if you're not nice to him now.
Yeah, basically, like... And also, there is nothing sadder than seeing Tiny Tim played by a tiny frog who keeps coughing and he's on a crutch.
Yeah, and
it's oddly heartbreaking.
Yeah. And it's the fact that Kermit, although they like usually make jokes and stuff in it, but Kermit and Miss Piggy just play Bob Cratchit and his wife.
Yeah, they're not really funny parts in it at all.
They're not funny parts, so that's the actual part. And for some reason, when it's Kermit the Frog, it feels a lot more heartbreaking when he's sad.
Yeah.
Because there's the Ghost of Christmas Past telling him about where he buried Tiny Tim.
Oh, sorry, the part that gets to me is when they basically, this is I think one of the saddest parts in the entire movie. It's when basically Scrooge goes into the future and he looks into the family's household where Bob Cratchit and Miss Cratchit live.
What you're gonna say.
And Bob Cratchit's just coming home and he opens the door and he's talking to Miss Piggy, well, Miss Cratchit. And he's basically like, no, Tiny Tim would love where he's buried. He can look over the hill and see the ducks. Saying it now, you can see it. I am near tears. That every time it happens, I get so emotional. Thank you. Sorry, am I just holding my hand?
Yeah. And that's sort of because if you're familiar with a Christmas Carol, you're gonna know Tiny Tim's not there when it's the Ghost of Christmas Future.
Yeah,
but it's when Ebenezer looks in and it's Michael Caine committing to his role, and he's like, "Oh, let's go see Bob Cratchit's family. Let's see how they are this year." And then he's like, "But where's Tiny Tim?"
There's a little crutch on a chair. It gets to me every time. I can't. I actually have goosebumps again. Fudge.
And then his breakdown when he's brought to his own grave is fantastic as well.
Oh, so good.
It's are these the ghosts of things that will be or things that may be? You know, can I change my ways?
Damn.
Which leads to another fantastic song at the end where he's singing about having a thankful heart.
Yes, and he's changed his ways for the better. And it's beautiful.
All thanks to Tiny Tim, really.
Without Tiny Tim and Bob Cratchit showing him what Christmas could be,
he wouldn't really have changed.
It wouldn't. Like, people don't understand. Like, I know people watch like Christmas Carol and versions of it now, and they're like, "God, it's been done to death. It's so boring." But it's a brilliant story if you analyze it from when it first got released.
Yeah, it's very simple. He changes his entire personality based off a co-worker, well, his employee that he's taken for granted most of the time, and his employee's son.
Yeah.
And his own mortality. Obviously, there's a whole big complex storyline there that people have probably looked into many a times, and there's probably been theses written about a Christmas Carol.
It has to be 100%.
But it's the fact that it's just those two things, his mortality and Tiny Tim, are what changes his sort of his cathartic experience with the ghosts.
No, definitely.
I'm getting very fancy and Shakespearean in my language now.
No, but it's just I like it. But I was gonna say is that like it needs to be kind of like looked into, because it's just, I feel like on the bright side we can talk about Christmas movies and Christmas movies being fun, and we're gonna continue doing that. But like, it's a deep movie and it kind of makes you reflect a little bit more on Christmas itself. You know what I mean?
And what it actually means, because
exactly.
Obviously, the first thing he does is give away most of his, or not most of his money, but he gives away a lot of money and buys people a ton of gifts.
Yeah, like he buys gifts for everyone.
But that's not what it's about.
No.
Which is more to light, is why I like it, is because the song that the Ghost of Christmas Present says, which is always about, oh, it's fire in a home, it's choirs on the street. That's where it feels like Christmas, not with presents. I think he does mention giving presents or something. Anyways,
love that song too.
But yeah, and obviously because it's a Muffin movie, it's obviously a musical.
Yeah. There's a lot of songs.
Which great. So the great opening scene where they're like singing about Scrooge, and like there goes. See, we were talking about this before, and the one line that we love is like, there's these mice family
that lives in a wall
just randomly in the streets of London or whatever.
Yeah.
And for that song, they're just brought in for the end of like some of the verses where they go, and no cheeses for us Mises.
It's so nerdy that we sang that, but it just gets us. It just makes us laugh so much.
It's beautiful.
Oh.
And even more beautiful is at the end, he delivers like a little chunk of cheese to the family.
Yeah, they're so grateful.
They're like, thank you.
Oh, you can't, like, you don't understand. We do love this movie so much.
Yes, we do. But I'm trying to think. There's no other really like, I'm sure the other actors are famous in their own right and they've probably been in a ton of things, but Michael Caine is sort of the only famous
recognizable actor almost.
Yeah, he's the only recognizable actor that's in the whole movie, which
like, you're 100% correct. Like, it's literally, apart from Michael Caine, you got Meredith Braun, which she plays Belle. Thank you. She plays Belle, Meredith Braun. But then Clara, which is this is a very specific part, but the nephew's kind of girlfriend, fiance, is played by a girl called Robin Weaver. Fred, the nephew's played by Stephen McIntosh. Like, they've done other parts and done other roles. Like, I Stephen McIntosh has been in a few things, to be fair, a good few things. He's just not as recognisable from when he was younger to now. But apart from that, it's genuinely just...
He carries the show.
He does carry the show.
Carries the show.
Just getting emotional, like, wow. But apart from that, no, it's just...
It's just a fantastic movie.
Yeah, like I say, it was so much work for the people who played the Muppet characters. Like Steve Whitmire, Dave Gauze, Frank Oz.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he was, but was Jim Henson still around when that one was coming out?
Jim Henson, I think he passed in the early 90s, late 90s is what I thought. He died in 1990, no?
So he wasn't around for it? Or was it? I don't know.
No, it wasn't, because, Muppets was created in 1992.
Oh, damn, that's sad. It was still a Jim Henson production, though, I think, at that time. The company hadn't changed or anything. I don't know much about the whole company change. I think it just got bought out by Disney eventually.
Of course.
Like all things should and
God
will be.
Damn it.
Yeah, which is funny to me that people are upset about Disney buying out everything, but they revamped so many new things.
Like Star Wars, to be fair.
Like Star Wars, yeah. And Star Wars, they were saying, okay, I'm just in Star Wars mood because it comes out in a few days and it's hopefully going to be good.
Which one is this one again?
This is episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, aren't you glad you have me?
Yeah, exactly.
But Disney buys out these things. I'm just going to go on a little tangent here.
No, you go ahead.
Not really Christmas related, but people talk about Star Wars and they say, oh, it's just all merchandising and stuff now. That's kind of all it ever really was.
Yeah, like, movies are, at the end of the day, they're trying to make money. Like, people want to make it because they want to tell a story. Of course, that's true. But it needs to make money to be successful. That's just how it works.
Oh, but Star Wars was always merchandising. Like, they were releasing toys for the characters before the movie was even released.
Of course they
so
were.
People came to the opening day of a movie they had no knowledge of, dressed as their favorite character. And their favorite character could have been, I don't know, Greedo, who got shot.
Yeah, I don't know. If someone picked Greedo as their favorite character, I have genuine serious questions to ask them.
They'd be disappointed. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, rant over about Disney, but I'm very excited for Star Wars. And Star Wars is sort of in its own right kind of Christmassy. In
a weird way, there's so many movies, like, I feel like it's every family's different, but I know a lot of people who watch either Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, or of course Die Hard, which all of them aren't Christmas movies. Die Hard, predominantly, people say it is because it's based around Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie. Similar to, like, kind of like the other two. Like, for example, isn't Hoth snowy?
Hoth.
Sorry, I literally said a place. And I was like, isn't Hoth snowy?
I'm going to correct you on that made-up planet.
Yeah.
Hoth is the ice planet.
Exactly. So there's snow involved.
There's snow involved, yeah. But there's nothing to do with Christmas. There's nothing to do with anything Christmassy except for one place that's snowy sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, they're always just released at Christmas. I think because everyone will be free at that time and it's the most marketable time for them.
Oh, yeah,
because they can hype people up during the summer and then release it.
Yeah, and people, like, make sure they book their tickets early and stuff to go see it.
Oh, yeah. It's sort of the opposite of what Marvel does. Well, I know Marvel's also owned by Disney, but it's the opposite of what they do. For the most part, they hype people up during winter and spring and then release all their movies in the summer.
Yeah.
It's genius, so they're making money
Yeah.
year round anyways, but yeah.
There's a screening of Star Wars tonight at midnight.
In Newbridge. Yeah, I heard about that. If you're listening live and are interested, I'm pretty sure it's only €15.
Because someone like texted me saying, "Did I want to go?" And I was like, "I have essays to do, but would have been fun."
They're showing episode 7, episode 8, and then episode 9 at midnight.
Like that sounds fun. Sounds like a lot of time, but
Yeah,
you would see it.
I would if I could. I would if I could, because it's pretty cheap enough. It's only €15, and you
what
can
a
see
steal.
3 Star Wars movies. Like you'd be crazy not to. We're going to play a song now.
I think that's a good idea.
More on this in a second. This is a song from The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm.
I always say it as a Muppets Christmas Carol, but it's The Muppets
It's
Christmas.
the Muppets,
This is the song called A Thankful Heart, which
which is basically the end of the movie.
it's the ending to the movie. It's like the grand finale. So here you go. Woo. So that was Thankful Heart
by Michael Caine.
by Michael Caine. Yeah, I was just saying there to Rosemary, it's only when I don't have the visual that I get the whole he's a bad singer thing.
He's a bad singer, but you have to take the endearing side of it, I guess.
Yeah, it's a moral development of a character in song form.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. But just on what you were saying there before we went, I was just thinking about it, there are a lot of movies that people watch at Christmas that are kind of nothing to do with Christmas.
Oh yeah, it's just like tradition from families.
Harry Potter is one of them.
Definitely.
They do have Christmas time in Harry Potter though, so I understand that one.
Yeah, like even that though, but like people watch the whole 8 films just because they can. Like it's just that time of year where you're like, no one's gonna judge you if you take out time to watch a bunch of movies because it's Christmas.
Yeah. Another friend of mine said Pirates of the Caribbean is one they watch at Christmas.
Interesting.
I don't think I've ever done that, but if
Fair.
you want to go for it, I can kind of see the appeal.
Do you know what one I watched? Only a couple. It's only been like for the past 2 or 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But my family just thought it was really funny, so we'd now watch it nearly every Christmas. Mrs. Brown Boys, the movie.
Mrs. Brown Boys, the movie.
It's so dumb, but it's so fun.
See, I get that because Mrs. Brown always has the Christmas special that I think everyone watches.
It's very fun.
I'm pretty sure for the last, 5 or 6 years, the only Mrs. Brown's Boys I've ever watched
I don't watch
the
it
Christmas
usually, so that's
the Christmas special.
Exactly.
So it's funny because all the characters go through development. Like, they're this guy's working somewhere else. This guy's married now, and it's like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I just watched the Christmas special.
Exactly.
It's just one of those things.
Everyone just loves
one that my family watches because it's a long enough movie. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Interesting one.
Yeah.
I love Chitty Bang Bang.
It's just, I think any musical sort of thing works for it, which is possibly why Pirates of the Caribbean works, because everyone loves going dun 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 dun.
Yeah, definitely. No,
Definitely.
I think music. Like if it's a musical movie, we're gonna watch it. Like last year, my family watched The Greatest Showman on Christmas Eve.
That I understand fully. Greatest Showman is a fantastic. Now we're gonna have to do a Hugh Jackman meet because I just love Hugh Jackman.
We do love a bit of Hugh.
Everyone loves Hugh. Yeah, I don't have much else to say on Christmas movies, I have to say, and we're running out of time.
We are. I think should we do a little wrap up?
Yes, we should.
So I think reflecting on Christmas movies, being all deep as we are.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to think about Christmas. I personally love it. You love it.
I adore it.
Exactly. And whether it's Christmas or any other holiday, all that matters is that you yourselves have a good time. If you can, try and have a good time. Some Christmases are harder than others, guys.
Wow. See, you always do this. You're able to just wrap it up in a nice little bow perfectly. I'm like, yeah, what she said.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to add to that. Just that sort of ditto. Ditto on that one.
It's I agree with that.
Go forth into the world, people. Love each other. We'll see you back in, unfortunately, for us, because we love this. It's like a month.
It will be back. Yeah, because we're not back really in college till 3rd of February.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So we'll see you in the new year.
At some point.
I'm not
sure when though.
In the new decade as well.
Jesus. And we'll do a bit of a, I think we didn't get to do it because it was Christmas themed, but maybe if we come back in whenever it's January, February, we could try and do a little decade wrap up. Maybe it would be nice.
Oh, that would be nice. New year, new us, new movies.
Ooh.
Okay.
Thanks for following us anyways, if you did.
If you did follow us. If you don't, What the Cult on kind of everything.
Yep, What the Cult Instagram, What the Cult Twitter, and just text us if you have any, things you'd like to hear next time. And we'll probably be more organised because at the moment we're doing a lot of work.
Yeah. If you have any ideas of genres, we have some knocking around in our noggins.
Of course.
But we're open to your input. Yeah. Go forth and love each other, my children.
Merry Christmas and season's greetings.
Ooh,
baby gals.
Very good.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And Happy New Year, boys.
I feel like I have to one-upper now.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.